I'm Sharon Dickinson, and we're here with Mr. Lewis Karr, and he is 99 years old. And we're going to find out about some olden days from him. And I've already found out he was in school with one of my uncles. So, Mr. Karr, what years did you go to bird school? What grades?
I started in the 4th grade.
Okay. Did you go through the 9th grade?
Yeah, I went to the 10th and half of the 12th. I left that last 12. Missed it.
So you left Hamilton before you graduated? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well,
I liked a year and a half. Yeah, I went to Michigan.
Yeah. Made good money, you thought.
Yeah.
They thought leave the South and go to Michigan, make good money, and come back.
Yeah.
So at least you come back.
I would probably stay up for long enough to get me an old car and come home and spend it, and then I'd go back and get me another.
Well, hey, that works. A lot of people did that. Deb says that you have a memory about a covered wagon trip out west. Was it some of your ancestors that went on a covered wagon out west?
Yeah.
Who would that have been?
Duncan, Arizona.
You went to Arizona? I mean, They went to Arizona?
Duncan, Arizona.
Duncan, okay.
There's about 3 or 4 families I don't know. Granddaddy, his brother-in-law, and I don't know. I think about 4 families went.
So your grandparents went, and were they going for a visit or were they going to live?
They was going to live, going farm. And they got out there at one what they expected. I stayed a couple of years and I'd come back home. And they made it back to Texas. And somebody rented them land there, and they stayed there a year or 2 and sold out most of their stuff. And rented a boxcar and come to Soldier.
So Soldigent looked good to them when they got off the train in Soldigent.
Yeah. Daddy, tell them what they found when they got to Arizona, why they didn't stay.
They might not already know.
Yeah, they need to know that. It's funny.
That man had 2 wives. And that took Granddaddy. He didn't believe that at all.
Were they Mormons?
It must have been. But where they was is a real pretty farmland. Once you got out of New Mexico, and the road went kind of across like that. And Granddaddy lived in Arizona, and the brother-in-law lived in New Mexico. It's across the road.
So were they farmers?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What was the farm in it? Did they do cotton or corn?
Yeah, mostly cotton.
And cows? Did they have cows?
I don't know if they carried the cows with them or not. They did a bunch of horses. I don't think they carried the cows.
Okay.
Criminals had one old pet horse. Sometimes it'd be 3 or 4 of them kids riding that old horse.
Is that the horse that got stolen?
Yeah, coming back. They crossed the desert at night, and they set up camp for a day or 2 to let their horses rest. And the Mexicans stole their horses. Then the old pet horse come back. So they got the old pet horse and tracked the horses back to where the other was. And the sheriff on Granddaddy stayed and prosecuted. They already had them up for stealing anyway. Granddaddy said, I don't care what you do with them, I'm going home.
About what year was that?
The late 1800s. One of my sisters was born out there, and 2 of them was born here after they come back.
So were you born here in Alabama?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you the youngest?
No, I'm the oldest.
Okay.
I got two sisters younger than me.
Okay. Have you got anything like think about the old times that you'd like to share with us that's a lot different from today? You got some stories to tell of somebody you met or something that happened when you were younger?
Tell them about the blue goose.
Oh yeah.
Tell them about the blue goose.
That was the Blue Goose. Yeah. Well, that was the later years. Somewhere around 46, 47. Arthur Wright and his brother got them up an old school bus and painted it blue, and they run from Sergeant Hamilton every day, every trip. They called it Blue Goose.
It was it a homemade bus?
That's the old school bus.
Old school bus.
Yeah.
And you went up in the morning and you came back in the afternoon?
I think that's what they did. I don't know.
Well, do you know where Rhodesville Cemetery is on Highway 19?
Know what?
Where Rhodesville Cemetery is on Highway 19?
At Rudisville?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My family's buried at Rudisville.
Okay. My mother said that she rode the Blue Goose to Hamilton for her doctor's appointments because Daddy farmed, so that was her transportation to Hamilton and back.
No.
So you're saying it went from Hamilton to Sulligent. So did it go to Bexar, come through Bexar? Did the Blue Goose come through Bexar?
I don't know.
Schattsville? Well, somebody the other day had thought that it came through Bexar, so that kind of would have made sense, where Bexar is, from Hamilton to Bexar to Bird and then to Sulligent. Do you remember how much it cost to ride the Blue Goose?
No, I never did ride it. So
Okay.
Huh.
Well,
my mother-in-law was always kind of unhealthy, but she ride that Blue Goose and was about her 30.
okay. Well,
Tell them what you said about her. Tell them what you said.
I don't remember what it was.
And she found something on sale.
Oh, yeah. She found something on sale. She didn't need it or not, but she could save a dime when she bought it.
Whether she did or not, she spent $1 to save a dime.
well, I've been
women
accused.
are still that way, are they not?
I've been accused of being that way. I'll buy 2 or 3 if it's on sale.
Yes.
So I guess we're maybe all a little bit like that. Do you remember when Pearl Harbor happened, December 7th, 1941?
I don't know what you said.
Pearl Harbor. Do you remember when Pearl Harbor was bombed in Hawaii? The beginning of World War II?
Yeah.
Do you remember, were you at school? You'd been in school.
Yeah, well.
You were probably at Bird
I
School.
don't nothing about it, no.
So you don't remember it being a big commotion or anything?
No.
Do you remember when Franklin Roosevelt died?
Yeah. I don't remember nothing about it. I just remember
It was happening.
when he died.
Do you remember Al Capone and Pretty Boy Floyd? My daddy always said Pretty Boy Floyd robbed a bank in Tupelo.
I remember a little about them.
What about Jesse James and that horse story?
Yeah. I think it's Frank.
Frank, okay.
Dad and them, granddad and them had to carry their cotton and soldiers in. And Frank was down there one day, an old saddle horse. And he had run him into the ground, and he gave Granddaddy a pretty good deal, I guess. Traded horses with him, and Granddaddy said he's a good saddle horse, but he didn't know anything about pull the plow.
But he thought it was a good trade with
Yeah.
Frank James. That'd be good. Do you remember people talking about Rube Burrow, the outlaw from Sullivan, when you were
Yeah,
young?
I never know nothing about it. Remember something about it?
Well, a lot of people used to say they so and so hid him out. We've been told that he hid out at the Moscow Tavern in Sullivan. That the Pinkerton.
You remember when Granddaddy Karr had a store on 19?
Oh, all right, in front of where Demp and Glate lived.
It was right across the road from Uncle Demp.
I remember the building, but my granddaddy said that used to be where he did his stopping off, and he said you learned what was going on when you went to the store.
Come down there and buy his children a burger.
Yeah. See, my great grandfather, who had told that, he had 8 children, so that's how that's Warren and you said you knew Raymond, so that they all lived on that road, but I can just barely remember that building. So are you were cousins to Glate and Demp?
Yeah.
Glate and Demp were
Uncle Demp.
Okay, uncles. Okay.
Uncle Demp still lived there after Granddaddy them died. He moved in Granddaddy's house.
Okay. And now Glate had that house that I'm assuming he and Bonnie built up on the little hill.
Avon built a big house across the road a little bit.
It was
the Holloway house.
See, I remember that house. It was very pretty.
And that's little nurse Shannon lives there now. Comes over to see me. Her birthday is same as mine. She come after work one night and brought me a whole sack of cookies and stuff.
Well, that's good. Well, when was your birthday?
August 1st. Yeah, I was born 26.
Tell them about ordering your stuff from the catalog and about your truck wagon and falling out of the barn and breaking your arm and all that stuff.
Yeah, we lived in the backwoods.
Well, everybody did then.
Uncle Lottie and Uncle Daddy them all lived on that highway. They said we lived in the backwoods. We did about a mile down there in the woods. Yeah, I walked to school 4 years. Old Huffman School just across the street over the hill. I walked to school 4 years of school. Walked there more.
How far?
It's a little bit over a mile. But when we got the bus started coming through, we started going to the birds.
Did you take your lunch to school? They didn't have a lunchroom.
No. One big room, and all the kids was all in one room together. They said that's the reason I failed the 4th grade. I was the only kid in the 4th grade. The teacher didn't take no time with me. They saved the 3rd grade.
Did you carry
I was glad with the teacher one year, and when I went to Bird, he was my first teacher. Went back to Bird, and he was still my teacher.
All right, who was that teacher? What was his name?
Gladys.
Oh, okay. So he taught at Bird.
Yeah, he married the next older Cantrell, and she died, and then he married Aunt Bonnie.
Yeah, Bonnie.
He said it was just the one room, but Daddy, who had to go build the fire at Huffman School?
Yeah, over here at Huffman.
Yeah.
A boy lived up the end of the road. They gave him a dime one day to come down there and build a fire and then heat her every morning and sweep the floor. Dime a day.
An old wooden heater?
Yeah,
pot-bellied stove?
Big old pot-bellied sat right in the middle of the building.
Do you remember the teacher? Who was the teacher at Huffman?
Lyman Ray's wife was one of them. I can't tell you her name.
I remember Lyman Ray's wife, but I can't think of her name now. But yeah.
Winfred Goggins taught a half a year. They had some big old tall boys, and Miss Ballard could take care of them. So they went hard then for Goggins, and he's finished a half a year. The lady teacher was doing good with them kids. Luna Ballard.
And then when it was so cold, when you had to cross the creek,
Yeah, we walked a footlog
footlog.
across the creek.
Across Footlog.
Come a flash flood. One Daddy had to bring a mule up there just across the creek.
Did you carry biscuits and syrup to school for lunch? What did you carry to school for lunch?
I usually a biscuit with a piece of meat in it.
Okay, my daddy said he carried biscuit and syrup. I guess they made syrup themselves. But he said, and he carried his lunch in a syrup bucket, he said.
Yeah, now then.
I had a 3-pound lard bucket. There's a lard bucket, what's holes in the tab for.
Oh, okay. Well, that works. Whatever works. Can you remember any other of your classmates? The names of any of your other classmates?
Well, Cecil Rye and Johnny Lehman and Levi Carter and Johnny and Melby Cantrell, Herbert Anderson.
Did James Halen go to school over there?
Who?
James Halen?
No. He was Bird. There was 2 Carter girls.
When you were at Bird, did you play ball?
No.
They didn't do.
I thought it too slow and club to play ball.
Oh, okay. Do you remember the tornado that went through Bird and killed a lot of people? That may have been when.
No. I don't remember hearing them talk about it, but I don't remember being. The city went right up Sipsy Bottom and blew everything way up through there. I think that's when Uncle Fess Cancer's wife got killed in there.
I was going to say that Uncle Fess's wife, but you just barely remember it personally, sort of.
I mean, I don't guess I remembered. I just heard people talking about it.
Okay. What about the Depression? Do you remember growing up in the Depression?
Now that I remember.
Okay. Well, tell me about the Depression.
Yeah, now 30s. Daddy worked for $1 a day if he could find a job. Works a sawmill.
Tell me about building that pond.
There's a pond right down there across the road. And he worked for $1 a day and furnished a mule. And then them days, a day's work was from sun up to sundown. There was no clock. But he helped build that pond down here. Now it's grown up.
Did you have a radio back then that you'd listen to?
Yeah. We had an old battery operated radio when we could keep a battery for it. We didn't have no electricity. And didn't have till about 46.
How far did Mama have to walk to wash the clothes?
Well, when she lived up here, there was a spring right back over there about 3/4 mile. And they carried the wash pot over and set it up. And Mama would take them clothes over and wash them and hang them out on a line or something. And go back and read them and get them. And they got their water from them most of the time. But when we lived down here, there was a ditch run down just up past the house. It had a spring in it, and it had water in it till up the summer to dry up. My uncle, them dug a well down there. I got around 100 feet deep. It got so much gas in it, you couldn't stand to stay in it. They had to give it up. No water.
No water.
Can you remember putting milk in the well to keep it cold? Did you ever do that? On a rope or a chain down to
Yeah.
keep the milk cold?
Yeah. Well, we had a spring. Kept
Okay.
ours a spring all the time.
Well, that was better then.
Yeah, it kept good and cold. The 4th of July, the farmers always brag about who had the first cotton bloom, and Daddy'd get out and go hunting for a cotton bloom. He'd come back with a watermelon, and he always had the watermelon. Put it in that spring, got it good and cold. Goes all
So did you have to carry the water from the spring to
Yeah.
your house? Somebody
Yeah.
went after water
Yeah,
daily?
it wasn't far, just across the road from where we lived down here.
Okay. Well, that was a good job going and getting
Yeah.
a bucket of water then.
Yeah,
Good fresh water.
yeah.
But
Mom had the wash pot down here at the spring when we were down there, and that was my job to get the wash pot filled up and build a fire around it in the mornings.
so you washed close to the spring. That was smart to
Yeah.
close to your water and probably had plenty of firewood around there. Did your mother have a rub board to wash her clothes on,
Yeah.
kind of?
Yeah. She'd wash them clothes, stick them in that pot and boil them a little bit, and then took them out and rinse them out. Yeah, she had a rub board.
Then hang them on the line. What else can you remember about when you were growing up, when you were a little boy? Did you milk a cow when you were growing up?
I tried to build. That's a little bit later. We had 2 cows that built, sold milk. I never did manage that, but Mom would always milk them.
Well, I didn't either.
And
Didn't go through the process.
when we moved down on Karr Road, then Daddy get up and build a fire in the stove. He'd go milk and feed the horses and hogs, and come and got back. Mom would have breakfast ready. Eat breakfast, and we'd go to school. He'd go to work.
Okay. Do you remember hog killing?
Tommy?
Killing a hog when you were young? Killing a hog, stringing up a hog, and fixing the meat. So did you do that?
Hung him up behind legs. Dressed him in.
Did you have lots of help to do that?
But I have scraped this a little bit when I scraped the hair off.
Okay. Did you boil out?
I always look for cook the sausage up at the end of the day, and Mom would cook up a bunch of sausages and put them in a churn and cover them up with grease and wrap them. They'd keep all winter in that churn.
Did you make cracklings?
Mm-hmm. Sausage.
And did you smoke your hams?
Yeah. Smoked.
Did you eat pickled pig's feet?
No. I didn't.
No.
Mr. Creed them, there was all these colored people come and have him kill a hog, and they don't give them their feet and all the stuff on them. Yeah, Buddy Creek lived across the creek, you know.
Who else were neighbors to you when you were growing up? What families?
Lived next to us. Our cousin and Carter Lewis, Norton.
All right. Now I remember them.
And the Kelly boys down there. Herschel Henderson lived down the road.
I remember him.
Yeah. He was my cousin. Of course, Carter Norton was my cousin too, and then
See,
Herschel was my cousin.
Orty's daughter Carolyn was my friend in school. And let's see.
I don't know whatever happened to them kids.
Carolyn lives in Decatur, I think, now.
Well, I think that the Carters went to Birmingham. I don't know.
Yeah, now he had Rondell.
And Ricky.
And Ricky and Linda and one more.
Rondell and Ricky.
Yeah, and William had Exhale was. I remember her from the bank. I thought when I was going to, she was so pretty. She used to, they used to do plays at Cooper Church and Excel. I can remember, she was good at that. She had that voice and she just carried herself well. Well, now, you were talking about the Karr store. I remember when D.D. Rail had the store down there. And was it Otho Thompson that had a store down there?
Yeah,
on the other side. We go to groceries.
Dick Real come back out of the army, put that store in on the corner. And somebody had to cross the road from them before Dick. Mr. Johnson.
Well, Dick had the peddler. I can remember Leon Ferguson drove the peddler.
Daddy drove that peddling truck a little bit for Dick. And so Lois bumped his head and his hair started coming out. He quit driving it.
How old were you when you started driving the school bus?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I was still going to high school. I was about 16, 17.
Yeah, you didn't have a driver's license either, did you?
What was your first car? Do you remember getting your first car?
Yeah. I had a junk.
Okay.
I bought a 34 Chevrolet, and it had belonged to some school teacher, and her fiance got killed and left her a 37 Chevrolet, and that 34 had sat down there, and we bought that thing. And this farmer took an old John Deere tractor and pushed it on the front wheel and got it started. Raised that thing, we drove it in there. Just me and the boy drove it. They won't have a driver's license.
How much did you pay for it?
$40. Junk price.
Junk price.
But we had nothing but trouble with that thing.
Well, you later got driver's license, right? Did you order them?
Yeah.
Or did you order them from Sears and Roebuck, or did you actually go and get them up here?
Me and Mama and Esther went to Steele, Missouri, where Daddy's sister lived, and the gas was racing, and Mama told him things I don't have enough stamps to get back home. He told me to go in there where he bought his tractor gas, told him to fill my car up, and the driver's license just told the JP little wood building, said, you got that boy a driver's license. He got me a 2-year driver's license for a quarter. And
for a quarter?
Yeah. And I got to stop in Michigan one night, and one of my headlights was dim. And that boy looked at me and said, you better get your driver's license. They've been expired 3 or 4 years. I did when I got some driver's license.
When you were growing up, before you got a car, did you ride your mule or your horse?
Bicycle.
Bicycle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had an old junk bicycle. I finally got rid of it. Got a good bicycle. I rode that thing several thousand miles.
Well, you got your money's worth if you rode it that much.
Yeah. Because we lived down on that road. You didn't know where Archie Rice's store was down here.
No.
That road goes out back east of there. We lived on that road. And I had the whole road myself. I just ride all I wanted to. Once in a great while, somebody'd come through on the car, maybe once a week or something.
What was your earliest job, paying job, not on the farm, but your earliest paying job?
Cutting sprouts.
Cutting what?
Cutting sprouts, bushes.
Okay.
Back in the old farm we had, Daddy bought it for back taxes as he growed up. They had to go in there and clear it. And old sprouts would come up in the cotton and stuff. Had to go in there and cut them out. And our neighbor up there gave me 50 cents a day to go up there and cut them old bushes.
Yeah. Can you remember how much an acre of land, what was the price of land per acre?
No, I don't know.
Okay, when they bought. Do you remember politics? Was it a big thing back when you were growing up? Who was president and who we were a democratic state back then, and
I don't know. I don't even, after the Depression, I don't even know who was president next.
you talking about after when Roosevelt died? Truman?
And I never keep up with them much.
Well, Roosevelt made a lot of changes while he was in office.
Yeah.
With
Well,
the WPA.
Yeah.
You remember anybody working for the WPA and the 3C camps?
One of our neighbors did. Granddaddy Karr had a sawmill, and Daddy worked around it, always around it. And, he knew how to set the blocks and stuff, and he worked with Scotch over in Liberty River toward Detroit, and they give him $1.25 a day because he knew how to set the blocks.
Well, that was knowledge.
Them boys told us themselves got $1 a day.
Can you remember? Did you shop in Sulligent or did you go to Hamilton to shop? When you you didn't do much, but Hamilton.
Yeah.
Well, I can remember going to Sulligent and do you remember Dave Fine from Sulligent?
Dave Fine's store?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Had to be out of front. I was at another corner in Sulligent. It's gone.
Yeah.
What businesses do you remember going to in Hamilton, Mr. Karr?
Western Auto, the out of front was a grocery store. White House. Granddaddy had a Plymouth dealer in the Hilton at that time.
Yeah. Where was it y'all would go and eat your hamburger or whatever for a quarter on Friday or Saturday night?
Oh, if we had a quarter or something, go to Ellison's Cafe and sit over the parking lot where the big church is on the corner there. Get a good hamburger and an RC cola for a quarter.
That was a good deal.
I think
yeah, it was good.
Right, it's across the road, next to the Hamilton House there.
I don't know, there was a line station and that cafe was all together, but I guess it's part of the parking lot in the church right now.
Can you remember taking Cotton to the gin in a wagon?
Mm-hmm. Bigger back of the wagon.
Which gin did you go to?
It was in Detroit.
Okay, you went to Detroit to the gin. Okay.
Yeah.
And did you have to stay lots of, sometimes overnight?
When they went to Soda, they had to stay overnight.
Okay, but not in Detroit.
Yeah. I don't know why. It might have been before the gin at Detroit, I don't know, but Granddad and them hold care of Sergeant. And they'd take two wagons, two pair of wheels, and across that bottom, they had to put both teams in one wagon, pull it across, and come back and pull the other across. Mm-hmm.
Was Sulligent a big deal when you were growing up? Because it had the train that come through.
Yeah.
Did you remember watching passengers get off the train or get on the train in Sulligent?
No. Mm-hmm. When we lived down here on this Archery Road, sometimes fall, we'd be picking cotton and we'd hear that train go through Beaverton up, going up that upgrade chug, we'd hear them go up through the right side horn once in a while. We were several miles from that, but we could hear.
Yeah.
Well, where was the pocket watch? Where was that?
Granddad Lewis pocket watch. The Sergeant. They had a camp house that they could stay around there, and they got their cottons in and stay there all night. And Granddaddy had a watch that ticked real loud, and he took it off and laid that old hat, laid it down there, and it went missing during the night. And somebody got it, and they got looking for it the next way around. And Uncle Early Jeffers, he heard it, and they got hunting for it. And there's some seals around the bottom of that old hair. And he reached up in under there and got that old watch out, burned out, shipping. And well, I kept that watch and gave it to Lynn back here a few years ago.
How did the watch get up under the seal?
Whoever stole it, you got to turn and hit it out. And was going to come back and get it, and they found it.
Before he could come back.
But yeah. Early Jeffers is the one that heard it. And say, I can remember him some.
He was married to my grandmother's sister.
They had the farm next door, but he sold that and bought the funeral home. I don't know how he managed that.
Yeah, he was the funeral director. When I remember, but shortly before Daddy died, he had told Mother that if anything happened to him, for me and Mother to get Early Jeffers to go with us to Haleville to pick out a monument. Hamilton didn't have monuments then, and I reckon Daddy didn't think Mother and I could do it. So he wanted he said he trusted Early Jeffers to go with us and help us to pick one out. Can you remember when somebody died setting up at the house because they didn't have funeral homes? I mean, they kept the body at the house back. So can you remember that as a little boy?
I remember Uncle Lottie died. I remember going over and sitting part of the night with them. She's talking about that school bus. I had started to Hamilton. I was in the 10th or 11th grade, and I arrived down the school bus. He had a store out there at Weston's, but he had something else he needed to do, and he'd let me take that bus on to Hamilton. He'd go around and pick up all the kids to Bird, then to get all the high school kids going to Hamilton. He let me take that bus on Hamilton because I was going to school anyway. No driver's license.
Can you think of anything else, a memory that you'd like to share? Did you have to grow a garden back then? Did you plant gardens and grew your food? You planted a garden?
Oh, yeah. There's some of the grandkids that asked me about stuff the other day when I growed. And I told them we had grapevines and muscadine and popcorn. We had raw popcorn. And had popcorn. Oh, just popcorn. And I know we growed it. They didn't ever seen it. And the grapes. What did you do with the grapes? They never seen it. I guess everybody at the grocery store ever seen grapes. I told them we ate them and made juice and jelly out of them. They couldn't believe that.
Made jelly.
And muscadimes?
Yeah.
We had muscadine vines.
I got a bunch of couple of those when I started the garden there. And then a vine come up between it and my grapes. And I told there's another couple vines up there. So I took me down a post, let it grow. And it turned out to be a muscadine right beside my screwdriver. I thought it was going to mix me, did.
Well, they both taste good. I like both of them.
Well, I probably still got a bunch of them out there. I just didn't go see about them. They brought me a cup full the other day.
Well, even when you moved to Michigan, we got that house out there on Humphrey Highway. You put a garden in out there too, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, how many years did you live in Michigan?
17.
17 years.
Yeah.
What did you do up there?
I worked at 11 different jobs. But I needed a job when I first went. So, Montgomery Ward had opened. I worked Montgomery Ward. So
yeah.
I had applications. Daddy worked Simplex paper a little bit. Yeah. I had applications in Simplex paper. They called me. I kind of wish I'd have stayed in Montgomery Ward. It'd been a good place to work. But I went to paper mill.
Paper mill.
First night went and put me on a hay baler, baler scrap paper, and something I used to.
Yeah.
Was the food different in Michigan? What you ate, your food, was it different than what you grew in Alabama?
When I first went to Michigan,
Yeah.
I was 21 years old. Well, I went before then. I'd work once, so get up an old car and come home, spend my money, and then I'd go back work some more. But I was 22 years old when we moved up there. Simplex Paper, 6 years, and got laid off. And they said, "You still got a job. You want to go across to Arkansas?" And I said, "No, thank you."
So you didn't want to go to Arkansas.
I done been down there. That big paper mill there across there. They smell that stuff cooking in there. Oh well.
So
I went to work A&P store, worked there for
what
5
made
years.
you just finally decide to come back to Alabama?
Yeah, I worked gas station 5 years before I come back to Alabama. And I was going farm, and we planted some corn, and we didn't work. Carter told me to quit plowing that stuff up, planting my hay and grass, make hay out, and I did. I went and raised some cows and hay.
Yeah.
Did you like living in Michigan some? I mean, was there was a lot more people up there than you would have had access to in Alabama, so and a lot more things to do. So did you like that or you didn't?
Yeah, I liked the summer, but I hated the winters.
Okay. Snowed a lot, huh?
When I worked at Simplex Paper, a part-time work night crew, and there was 10 of us back there in that department working, and 9 of them from Alabama. So 4th of July week, they just shut the plant down. Everybody go home.
Everybody came back to Alabama 4th of July.
Yeah.
Okay.
What made you finally decide to move back to Alabama?
Well, I had that farm down there, and Mama had been in a wheelchair for several years, and she needed me down there. And I was ready to come home anyway. We bought a house out there in the country, and I built a 2-car garage on it. And made a little money on it, and come back home, built me a house.
Yeah.
Do you remember how much you got paid in Michigan?
About $5, $6 an hour.
It's better pay than what they got in Alabama.
Yeah.
But did you like the food?
I worked in Alabama for 14 years for $5 a half hour. Then I come back. I went to work for Gene Sanderson, you know him?
I do, yeah.
I worked for him for 14 years. And Uncle Dip, worked with Uncle Dip, the plumbing and wiring.
You worked with Gene when he was building houses?
Yeah.
Okay.
We built a storm went too good. We built a lot of houses.
Oh, I remember that.
And then it went through Hackenburg. We built a lot of houses at Hackenburg. Across Ipsy.
Mm-hmm. On Rodisel Road. He said he used to live on that road when he was growing up. Elmer and Becky lived down there. Can you remember where they lived?
Yeah.
Elmer and Becky?
Yeah. I try to think what your dad is named, JC.
Yeah, JC's my dad.
Yeah. But after we built it and went on somewhere else, they come back and built a big shed on one side of it, reports and stuff over a carport or something.
Mm-hmm.
After we was over. And me and my brother-in-law, after he retired, went back over for a Watson boy. Built a porch and a shed on the side of a trailer for a Watson boy, crossover.
When you went to Byrd School, was it where the building was that they tore down? It was in that location, or was it somewhere else?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
But
what kind of...
It was all leveled down, ready to go when we went over.
Okay. Well, see, I went to Byrd School in the the red brick two-story building, but that was tore down.
Yeah.
But they had a building there before, a wood building.
We went by this house one day. We ride that road back over that side, went down by the house.
Yeah. Well,
We used to get out and ride around. She'd get out and haul me around all the country. We'd go down.
Well, you learn a little bit when you're riding around. You see folks.
And Detroit and go up the other side of the river, up all the way up the other side. Doug Ballard. And
I know Doug Ballard. Let's see, Fred Ballard was Doug's dad.
Yeah.
I used to spend the night with his sister Martha Jo. And see, Fred's brother was married to my great aunt Lonnie. Uncle Ward was Fred's brother.
Daddy, what was it you were telling me about? Was it you or was it Papa that went and cut the wood for the school or for the meeting place or something?
Yeah, they were Huffman.
Was it Huffman?
Daddy and Uncle Kirk and Uncle Troy was trustees, and they cut the wood on that land, I guess, on what acre land, and carried it in there for the school, for a heater, or school up there.
Well, it's something about Bug Riggs.
Oh, Bull Ridge.
Yeah.
They had that sawmill where they cut some of the lumber for that bird school.
The brick school?
They cut some extra long timber because they had the sawmill to go up in that auditorium and then the school upstairs.
Get us what?
On West going over, they took that up, made 2 rooms upstairs.
Were you born on the farm down this way?
No, I was born down there on
All
that.
right,
Yeah, I was. I was born down on Karr Road.
Okay, you were born what's now Karr Road. You were born on that road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you know where Marilyn's house, Marilyn Warner's cabinet shop?
Yes.
There's a little renter house. It's the first house on the right when you go down there. Old house. That's where I was born. And we moved up here and stayed a year, so went back down there. My sister was born down there then. We stayed down there then. Daddy bought this old place up here, not this one up here, but that one down Archie Road. We stayed down there then until I was 14, 15 years old. Moved back down on Karr Road.
Tell them about Dover. That post office and the sawmill and all that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Granddad had a store there, they called Dover. And they had the post office shelves in the store. And them shelves cubby holes were still there when we went to Michigan, but we come back, somebody used them for kindling, I guess. But that didn't.
Yeah, and where was that located? Where was it?
Right where Wayne's shop is.
Okay, where Wayne's cabinet shop is now.
They had the store there, and they had the sawmill down behind where I was born, and they was killing the Roman Sanderson family somehow. Because me and Herbert would bicycles once in a while would go over to the store. I don't know how they was killing somebody married somewhere.
Well, we appreciate you letting us come today and talk with you. We enjoyed hearing about your school days and who you knew.